This will not be good. A few weeks ago, I released a video, and in that video, I found and purchased the absolute cheapest drill that I could find on Amazon. I'm trying to find out if the most budget of tools can actually be useful, and I hope to have a collection of the 5 basic tools that you need to get started in woodworking, and I want it to cost me less than $200. That drill video turned out to be very surprising, and I'll link that below so that you can check it out after this video. Today, I'm looking for the cheapest jigsaw I can find on Amazon, and I'm not confident that this jigsaw will be usable, much less a good performing tool like that drill was. This search was much easier than the drill, and I found a cheap jigsaw right away. This is called a Pro Series from Buffalo Tools. That's a pretty cool brand name. It's $23.95, which is mind-numbingly cheap for a power tool, so we'll see how this thing works once it gets here. I've got the package right here. It was sent by an individual reseller, so we'll see how that goes. It doesn't mean it has to be junk, but let's just say we're trending in that direction. It was also less than $27, so. Look at that, they already opened it for us. So this is a Buffalo Tools brand Pro Series. Comes with some blades and a little hex key. So what we've got is an extremely generic jigsaw that has been rebranded. You're able to put your own branding on there and then resell it. So this jigsaw takes U-shank blades only, which is not that big of a deal. So we'll loosen that up. All right. So this jigsaw is pretty much what you see is what you get. There's no speed setting, there's no oscillating feature, which is weird because the blade is angled forward right now, but I do see where you can adjust this plate. So let me try to do that. That lets me bring the blade back. So I'm just kind of eyeballing 90 degrees and then I'll tighten the blade down. And I've got a little bit of adjustment on this blade guide, and then the base plate also slides. So I'll put that blade guide right up there and then we'll tighten this back down. So just like when I did that other video on the cheapest drill on Amazon, this was the cheapest jigsaw that I could find on Amazon at the time of this video. This one is made out of similar material as the drill. The plastic seems okay. It seems pretty hard, but the fit is not great. There's a lot of burrs and scratches on it. But if the tool functions okay, that's not a big deal. The power button's pretty standard, but it feels really wobbly and cheap. And it's got this hold button to keep it pressed down, hands-free. All right, so now I'm gonna just plug it in and let's make sure it works. I've got a couple of other videos all about the jigsaw and especially how to get it to cut the way you want it to. It can be pretty difficult to set it up and get it to work right. One thing that makes jigsaws a little more unique than other tools is that it can matter how much you spend on it. The reason is because one thing that plagues cheap jigsaws is vibration. And I can tell you just from holding it and turning it on, this thing vibrates a lot. So I don't have high hopes for this. But that doesn't mean that it won't work, that it won't surprise me. The drill started out bad and ended up surprising me in the end, so the same thing could happen to this jigsaw. One huge variable with the jigsaw is the blade that you put in it. Is it sharp enough? Is it the right blade for the job? Now, I don't have any other U-shaped blades to switch out with these, and these are almost certainly really, really cheap blades. Now, I'm hoping that since they're brand new, that they're sharp and they'll work for a few cuts, just like a normal blade would. They'll just get dull quick. But I think we'll be able to tell between the blade not cutting the way it should and the jigsaw vibrating too much or not having enough power. Now I'm gonna put this thing through some real world tests, then we'll come back and talk about how it did. If you look, it's got a set screw in there. It's just sitting on that plate, which is concave. There's no washer or anything. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's holding one side of this plate down, but the top side here, it is sitting underneath it. So it's not even really holding that thing down that well. I mean, it made it through the cut. It took 22 years, but I guess it made it. That was a lot better. It's obviously a lot thinner piece of wood, but I'm getting an idea of the only possible application for this particular jigsaw. We'll talk about that a little later. Just for comparison, I'm going to take one of the brand new blades that came with this jigsaw and put it in this great DeWalt jigsaw. This is the best jigsaw I've ever used. It works great, and we'll be able to tell just how much this blade is affecting the way we cut. This was another great experiment to see if these most budget of tools are actually useful and can help you in serious woodworking. And as far as serious woodworking goes, this thing is junk. No woodworker should ever try to use something like this in the shop. The jigsaw is hard enough to set up and use correctly when you've got the best one on the market, much less one where the base moves around and the set screw's not really holding it down and the guide's not in alignment with the blade. Just save yourself the headache and don't ever buy this if you're going to try to use it in the shop. But I could possibly see a use for this on a smaller scale. Maybe something like hobby model making, where you've got to cut out shapes in balsa wood or some other thin type of wood. This could possibly be useful to you. So if you're in that world and you need something like this, then I say give it a shot. Let me know down in the comments if you've had a good or bad experience with the jigsaw, and did you have one that was like this? Because that may have been your problem. I found the cheapest drill and now the cheapest jigsaw. Now I need to go out and find the other 3 basic tools that you need in the shop, and I'm trying to get all 5 of them for $150 or less. I don't know if I'm gonna quite make that, but it will definitely be under $200. So subscribe so you'll know when those videos come out and all the other project videos that I release in between. Like this video, share it with all of your friends and family. Watch one of these videos next, and I'll see you over there.